I kicked my friend out, with absolutely no money. Am I the a-hole? I'm 24 years old. I organized a last-minute trip to Patagonia. I invited a 24-year-old friend, Agustin, to join me. I had booked a cabin. I didn't want to stay alone. So I asked a few friends until Agustin agreed to come along. We didn't make an itinerary. He refused to meet up to chat beforehand. Throughout our time there, several incidents occurred. They created significant tension. The biggest issue was a planned 5-hour mountain trek. We got a very late start that afternoon. Agustin slept in all morning. This was despite our agreement to wake up early. He was in a cranky mood. He refused to get up. In an effort to keep the peace, I made us breakfast. When we finally arrived at the trailhead, Agustin got cold feet. A stranger warned us not to start so late to address his concern. I suggested we ask the Park Information Center. We could also ask other trekkers for their opinion. Most agreed we still had enough time, so we proceeded. I told him I had no issue with going back down if he felt uncomfortable. He then claimed, "I'm not worried about me trekking. I'm worried about you trekking." It felt like a deflection. We ended up staying overnight on the mountain. Initially, Agustin refused to camp. He suggested I sleep alone. He wanted me to hike back down by myself the next day. That way he could descend immediately, knowing it was a bad idea to descend in the dark. I reluctantly agreed to go with him. I would trek alone. He rushed me to hurry up with my photos and leave, but that's not even the worst part. While I was taking pictures, he dove into the lake. He smoked a blunt with a stranger. Then he abruptly decided he was willing to stay at the campsite after all. His behavior at the campsite felt really disrespectful. He wanted to urinate right next to our sleeping area. It was cold outside, he said. When I asked him to go farther away to avoid getting our sleeping bags wet, he became upset. He ripped my sleeping bag off me in the freezing cold. He then smoked cigarettes right beside me multiple times during the night. He didn't ask if the smoke bothered me. I had previously asked him to wash his hands because they smelled of smoke. The next morning, when it was time to hike down, Agustin was content to let me go alone. He wanted to have some tea first. He felt I was rushing him. I had already told him not to worry about paying for our shared accommodation. He claimed to be broke. When he finally arrived at the cabin later, his only question was, "How was it?" I told him I made it down safely. I was really upset he was so willing to leave me to hike alone. He ignored me. He offered no apology. Upset he didn't apologize. I asked him to leave. I told him to find his own place to stay. He immediately erupted. He screamed insults at me. He called me a bitch. He refused to let me speak. I don't want anyone to be homeless or on the streets, but I did have him leave our accommodation. I felt uncomfortable.
This person should no longer be your partner or your friend.
Everyone sucks here. Whoever you are talking about was definitely not happy about taking part in that trek. They made it your problem. You suck because you completely disregarded that.
So, am I the a-hole, or is he? Let me know in the comments.
Am I the a-hole for telling my boyfriend, if he wants his food a certain way, he should just cook it himself? I feel like I'm being unreasonable. I know he'll say, "Seriously, you can't even make this tiny effort." But it's not about that at all. I love making him happy. I clean the whole house every week, so he doesn't have to worry about it. We both work full-time. I just get home earlier. We have unspoken chore duties. I cook, he cleans the dishes, but I often clean the dishes while cooking, to take the load off him. I like making him happy like that. It's less he has to worry about. Then we can relax together, or do our hobbies. But we bicker a lot about food, and I hate it. I'm very wary of eating healthy and nutritious. I follow a plant-based diet at home. He's been on board with everything I eat. I cook plant-based, and he eats it. He always tells me if he likes the dish, or if he hates it. I take it into account. He doesn't like edamame, so I stopped cooking it. He doesn't like peas, so I've never cooked them. I find nutritious replacements he likes, like Brussels sprouts, green beans, and cabbage. But he's getting so much more demanding with food. He plays the "I let us eat plant-based at home" card. To demand I run through all the ingredients. I say, "I'm cooking and doing my best. If you like the end result, what does it matter what ingredients I use?" He shuts it down. He says, "I'm accommodating by letting us eat your diet. I ask for nothing. Can't you do this one thing?" It makes me feel bad. I feel stuck. I can't say anything, because I'll sound ungrateful for him accepting my diet. He asked me to put potatoes in my vegetable soups. I do that for him, but it's never enough. All he wants in the soup is potatoes, onions, and leeks, nothing else. I try to make soup nutritious. If it's spinach and chickpea soup, I add carrots and pumpkin. If it's watercress, I add cauliflower puree. You can't taste it, and it ups the nutrition. but he loses his mind because I add cauliflower and not just potatoes.
Not the a-hole. What is going on with all these women? Who let themselves be treated like doormats? Who raised you? What was your family dynamic like growing up?
He's letting you cook plant-based. Do you need his permission? When you're the one doing the cooking, he's very lucky to have someone cooking all his evening meals, especially someone who cares.
So, am I the a-hole, or is he being unreasonable? Let me know in the comments.
You won't believe what happened on Reddit today. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my mill babysit over a dummy? /throwaway/. As the title mentions, this is over something people might consider to be trivial. Here goes. I have a toddler. Said toddler was inseparable from their dummy pacifier, to the point we had to make them go cold turkey. I had many sleepless nights because the dummy was a vital part of their nighttime routine, but any access to one would cause a world of chaos for us. Long story short, it took us 1 month to fully wean and 3 months to get to the point where any stray dummies were valo, not the a-holerily surrendered. We have a baby now. Our toddler was great at handing the dummies to the baby without daring to put it in their own mouth. That was until my mill babysat, and we returned to find our toddler asleep with a dummy in their mouth. My husband was furious and tried to explain what can of worms she had opened up for us. My mill tried to explain that our toddler started to cry inconsolably for reasons unclear, and because she doesn't like crying, she gave them the dummy to get them to stop. It has been a month since this incident. I am constantly having to hide dummies from my toddler because they will try to put them in their own mouth, steal them from the baby whilst they sleep, and scream relentlessly if they cannot have one. My partner has been lamenting over my mill's actions and curses her under his breath every time we have to deal with a dummy-related tantrum. My mill now wants to be able to babysit for us next week. My partner and I have said no, not after the dummy incident. She is not taking this well and has told my FIL, GMIL, and friends that we are punishing her for trying to get my toddler to stop crying. We're still not budging. I don't believe my partner and I are in the wrong for this. Perhaps others see it differently. Am I the a-hole in this situation?
What do you think? Let me know in the comments.
I bought my partner an expensive birthday gift. Now she's furious. Am I the a-hole? So, am I the a-hole for not paying to have my partner's birthday gift professionally framed? I gave my partner a painting for her birthday. It's by one of her favorite artists. She already owns several pieces from this artist. A while back, the artist was having a sale. My partner mentioned she was thinking about buying one, but decided not to. She realized the price was in US dollars and not Canadian. It was too expensive. I ended up buying the piece as a surprise for her birthday. It cost me about $1,400 Canadian. Afterward, she told me it would cost around $850 Canadian to get it professionally framed. Apparently, this specific artwork requires a special frame and glass to properly preserve it. That's also what the artist recommends. The pieces also tend to appreciate in value, so proper framing matters. My partner is now upset. She feels that she's stuck paying for the framing, which she says isn't affordable for her. She believes that since I bought the artwork as a gift, I should have agreed to cover the framing as well. Otherwise, it's not really a gift if she now has to spend $850 because of it. From my perspective, I already spent a significant amount on the gift itself. I didn't realize framing would cost that much. I also didn't intend to give her a financial burden. I just wanted to surprise her with something meaningful. She has also expressed frustration that she had to bring this to my attention, and that I didn't realize or come to the conclusion on my own. So, am I the a-hole for not paying for the framing?
This is a tough one. I'm an artist and I collect art. And yes, framing is sometimes as expensive as the art itself, especially when it needs a glass cover.
Not the a-hole. Yes, you bought an incredibly generous gift. Yes, that gift is also a burden for her, because she cannot currently afford to give it proper care. Work together to sort out something that happens.
So, am I the a-hole, or is she? Let me know what you think in the comments.